Well, today we're gonna test drive the Jamestown Advanced Products smoker grill here. Got a smoker grill, and it's the Jamestown Advanced Products makes several different grills. They make the classic kind of national park grill, and they also make a version that can be used for smoking and grilling. So getting the charcoal ready right now. We're gonna do some beef short ribs today, and we're gonna do some baby back ribs, and we're probably gonna cook them about 3 hours, and then maybe wrap them and cook them until they're tender. But we'll keep you posted along the way. Let's take a closer look at the Jamestown Advanced Products smoker grill. Got a nice grate right here that you can put down and put your meat on, and then there's a lower grate down here. We've got the charcoal going. I'm going to get this charcoal going about halfway, and then I'm going to dump it to extend its burn today. But nice looking product. This one we mounted directly to a concrete base here and bolted it down. We've got a vent on the top here, and we've got a vent on the bottom. My intention is to keep this vent open all the way. And we've got another vent over on this side, and then one right here. And then we also have a drip pan that we can actually pull back if we need to give a little bit more air to it. Okay, so we're going to get started here shortly. We'll keep you posted. Okay, we've got this the second batch of charcoal going about halfway, and I'm going to go ahead and dump it onto these coals now, so we can kind of extend out our smoking today. Spread those out a little bit. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and drop this down. Pretty solid. Nice looking product here. We can pull this down. Now, I did add this extra heat seal today. It's kind of just a smoker seal. It's going to keep the smoking a little bit better. Actually, this is my second time using this, and it did leak a little bit of smoke around, but for about $10 I bought the seal and kind of lined the edge of that, and now we kind of drop it down, and it's pretty nice. We got an old apple tree kind of over there on the corner of the property here, and we had some limbs that were a little bit on the dead side. Still had a little life left to them, so I cut those pieces up, and got some nice apple wood here, and we're going to go ahead and throw that on the grill. Okay, let's throw a little bit of that apple wood on the grill here. Smoker. Pull that up there. We're going to throw a little bit of that apple wood here. I'm going to press that down a little bit. That'll keep us going a long time. Close that. We're gonna let it start smoking away, and then we'll throw the beef short ribs and the baby back ribs on. Okay, let's just talk about what we're putting on the grill here. Here's our beef short ribs, and we're gonna put those onto the grill here. We did throw just a light rub of yellow mustard down, salt and pepper, kosher salt, and some, of course, black pepper, and a little bit of paprika for some color on those ribs. Let's go ahead and throw them on. So one issue today, I'm actually down at camp, and I left my thermometer, my normal electronic thermometer, at home. So we're gonna kind of do some guesswork here, but it should be all right. So we got the grill going pretty good here. We're going to take these short ribs, and I think we'll put those a little closer to the heat. So this side, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna put a water pan down here first. I kind of forgot that. Be right back. Okay, so we got the water pan in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my meat through the cook a little bit with just a mixture of half a can of Yuengling beer, a little bit of water, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I'm gonna add a little bit of that to my water pan, and we should be good to go. Close the lid or the grill here, and let's get the meat on. Okay, we're gonna go one side down. And maybe about right there. I'll take the baby back ribs, stick them about right there. And we're going to close the lid and we'll come back in about an hour and check on them. All right, let's go check those ribs, those beef short ribs and those pork baby back ribs. Walk over here. We're down at camp today, and again, this is the first time using this smoker grill. At home, I have an electric smoker, so this is kind of a whole new thing for me. But I've had a little bit of experience with the electric smoker, and it works good. And this one I've got with the charcoal. So I mentioned earlier that I left my electric thermometer at home. I'm actually going to mount a couple permanently mounted thermometers, one here and one here, so I can measure the hot side and the cool side, or the cooking side. But I found this little probe in the camp, and right now it says it only goes up to a 220 degrees, but it's over to the 40, so it's probably somewhere around 275 degrees right now. Let's see what we see here. Let's take a peek. Okay, they're coming along a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of spray. There we go. Throw just a little bit on those spots there. Just a little bit of, let's rotate that around a little bit. There we go. They look pretty happy. Maybe another little spritz here. Yeah, looks good. That apple wood's still in there a little bit. It started flaming up. Good day at camp. Drinking a little bit of Great Lakes Christmas Ale today. We'll come back in about an hour and take a look. Okay, it's been about 2 hours now, and ribs are smoking away. My makeshift thermometer here says it's probably around 250 degrees. I've got a couple small pieces of apple wood here to add. We'll see what we're dealing with here. Oh, wow. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and give these a spritz. There. Looks pretty good. I think I'm going to move these over here. Maybe pull this back there, rotate that there. Let's move the ribs there, a little rotate. Okay. See if I can add a little bit of apple wood here. It's been about 3 hours on the Jamestown Advanced Products smoker grill. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is this grill, which doubles as a smoker and a grill, actually is on a pivot. So depending on wind direction, you might want to rotate it this way or that way, or this way or that way, which is kind of handy. As I mentioned earlier, I forgot my my thermometer, but I do have a thermometer poked in the end here. And it looks like, although that particular thermometer maxes out at 220, it's all the way around to 20. So I've probably been smoking at around 250 to 260 degrees now. We're right at the 3 hour mark. We're going to take a peek at these, and we're probably going to do our wrap. Stay with the, what is it, the 3-2-1 method. We're probably going to do a 3, and we're going to do probably an hour and a half in the wrap, and then we're going to maybe throw a little barbecue sauce at the end for the final half an hour. So here's where we're at. Things are looking pretty good. I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut this rack of ribs in half. And we're going to utilize the water pan that's down here. Well, see if I can pull that out of here. I'm going to use some of that water that is in there. I just left a little bit of water. Let the rest of it drain out the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and cut these ribs in half so they'll fit in this container. Maybe get rid of a little more liquid. Just leave a little bit of liquid in there. I'm going to throw those in there, just like so. Maybe throw a little bit of our apple cider vinegar Yuengling beer mix in there. We're going to throw those in here. And I guess what we're going to try to do is do like basically a quasi braise here. We're going to leave them on the grill. We're going to try to get them nice and tender. Let's wrap them up. Get this sealed up real tight. I know in the past I've just wrapped them in raw tin foil, but I've got this little pan here and I thought, you know what, this will do the trick. So we're just going to wrap that tight, and we're going to nice and tight. Maybe one more for good measure. Get that wrapped. We're going to take it off the direct heat, maybe throw it about right there. And we're going to come back and we're going to see in about an hour and a half, okay? We're about an hour into that. We got the short ribs wrapped and the baby back ribs wrapped too. I kind of forgot. I actually put together a little pack here. I'm trying something a little bit different. I tried it here a couple of weeks ago and it turned out pretty good. I took a couple boneless, skinless chicken breasts and I did a dry brine. And I did about a half a cup of brown sugar and about 2 heavy tablespoons of kosher salt and a couple miscellaneous spices and threw in this bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the grill on the hot side. I'm gonna kind of char it up, sear it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna move it over to the cooler side of the grill. But this chicken really turned out well. It was really, really moist. It really had like a nice fine grain structure, really smooth, nice tasting chicken. So we're gonna throw that on right now and get that on. We're gonna get that over here and we're gonna just basically drip a little bit of that off, kind of get some of that brine off of there just a little bit. We don't want to pick up too much of the salt in that, but the sugars are going to help it really sear up nice. So let those cook for a little bit, and then we're going to move them over to the cool side of the grill, let them smoke. And by the time these are done, we're hoping that the short ribs and the pork baby back ribs are going to be tender. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half since we transferred the ribs and the short ribs into the pan and we wrapped it with tin foil. So it's been about an hour and a half, and we're going to test for tenderness. Really, we could probe it with the thermometer, but sometimes a good way to do it is just to take a fork and just kind of poke it into the meat and kind of twist it a little bit to check for tenderness. Hey, before the last cut, when we threw the chicken on, we did pull the chicken on. We seared it up a little bit, and it looks pretty dark here, but you can see that's going to be pretty tender. I transferred it to the cool side of the grill. So let's go ahead and carefully open this up and test for tenderness a little bit. And we're going to do that by taking the fork. We're just gonna twist it. You can almost feel that there's still some meat that isn't quite fully tender. We'll check the beef. So same thing here. This is a little closer, but you know what? This still has a little bit of a ways to go. You can see that there's just a little pull, a little bit of springiness there. So we're gonna go ahead and throw those back down there. We're gonna go ahead and wrap them again. Get them wrapped up, nice and sealed up. And move them about right there. All right, I'm gonna just slide it a little bit closer to the heat, and we'll check back with you in about 45 minutes. Okay, so we had them wrapped originally for about an hour and a half, and then we added about another 45 minutes to it because they just weren't quite tender. So let's take a peek here and see if these ribs are tender now. We got some beef ribs and we've got some baby back ribs. Let's check the baby back ribs. Okay. Those, ooh, that feels, not quite. We don't want them to fall off the bone. We want them to, I think we need to go a little bit longer. But I'm going to move this just a little bit over here on the heat to see if we can speed these up a little bit. And I'm going to grab the chicken. And we will take that in and we'll be back in about, I don't know, 30 minutes. Okay, so here we are. I just took the foil off. Looks like they're done. So I wanted it to just kind of break up a little bit, not quite fall off the bone, but it looks very, very tender. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these just onto the grill a little bit. I'm gonna throw just a little bit of char on there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of BBQ sauce on the ribs. But yeah, looks like we're about ready. Can't wait to try these things.
No.
All right, so we've got the ribs here. We're gonna cut into those and we're gonna take a peek at these beef short ribs. So again, recapping what we did today is we used the Jamestown Advanced Products smoker grill. We ended up we put a rub on the ribs. We just used a little bit of kosher salt and some black pepper and a little bit of paprika. We threw them on the grill with a little bit of apple wood, and we smoked them for about 3 hours. Then we wrapped them in this container here with a little bit of spritz on the items, and we ended up keeping them wrapped up to get tender for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It wound up taking a little bit longer than we thought, and then we pulled them out of there and threw them on the grill for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Just threw just a touch of barbecue sauce on it. Let's have a look and see how they look here. There we go. So looks like they should be pretty tasty. Let's just have a small taste of it. Wow, those are pretty good. Let's take a look at the beef short ribs. They fall right off the bone, and we're gonna slice into those. Oh yeah, look at that. Pretty juicy. These look like they have some potential. We're actually going to take these and kind of cut them up into small pieces and throw them on some nachos. So we're going to have some beef short rib nachos and a little bit of queso, a little bit of salsa, a little bit of sour cream, and sprinkle a little cheese on top. Thanks again. Thanks for watching my video.